Hi students, this is Chandrakant Arakeri, Assistant Professor, Government Postgraduate Women's College, Bailangal. Dear students, already you have seen three session of first unit, that is modern bank subject modern banking, and model number 1 banking in India. So today we are going to discuss the fourth session, and before going to discussion, this is the content. And so in earlier session we have discussed the functions of banking, and same again in this class also we are going to discuss the same concept, that is functions of banking. In that we are going to discuss the general utility services. In that we are again discussing letter of credit, which is very important in international trade. So miscellaneous or general utility services. What is this general utility services? Modern banker is not only rendering the services to his customers, but also rendering the services to the general public. So in second unit you are going to learn the customer and banker relationship. Who is the customer of the bank? The customer of the bank is the person who having the account in bank. So he is not providing the service to only his customers, also to the public. So whatever services he is providing to the public, that services comes under general utility services. Now we will see in this slides what are the that general utility services. First one is safe custody of valuables, then issuing letter of credit, travelers checks, gift checks and credit cards, then giving credit information, then acting as a referee by giving status opinions, then last one is underwriting work. So these are the 5 general utility services. So first one will see the safe custody of valuables. Dear students, you may be heard that if anybody having the ornaments, gold ornaments, bonds and other things, so banks are providing the locker for that. So keeping in bank, it's a very safety. Modern banker provides safe custody services to his customers. Then safe custody rooms are well equipped and strongly built rooms. So there is a separate construction for the lockers in the bank premises. Then customer can deposit jewelry, ornaments, LIC policies, debentures, shares, bonds and valuable articles and documents. So these valuable things will be kept in the safe locker. The safe lock rooms have watch and ward arrangements for all the 24 hours, apart from being covered against theft and fire. So whatever theft or fire fear is there, to avoid that they are providing the 24 hours security. Then letter of credit. What is this letter of credit? It is an important instrument in international trade. International trade means that is importing and exporting, selling and buying of material from one country to another country is called as a international trade. So letter of credit is a letter from the banker to his agent abroad or to a foreign bank, authorizing the payment of specified amount to a person named in the letter. So the banks are providing the letter of credit for the international trade. What are the characteristics of letter of credit? It is a written promise and document. It is a promise that if international trade happens, the amount will be paid by the bank to the seller or exporter. Banks can recommend any party to accept credit. So they can recommend any party. It is generally issued by the bank. Banks promise payment to the creditor or seller. It is necessary to attach document of deed with the letter of credit. So banks promise the payments to the seller. Then The agreement between the importer and exporter copy has to be attached with the letter of credit if the payment is required. Next, types of LOC. First one is travelers letters of credit. It is a letter given by one branch of bank to another branch situated within the country or outside the country, directing to make the payment to travelers up to the amount specified in the letter. So who is traveling to another country, for them this traveler's letter of credit will be issued. In that you will find some more types. So in that, circular LOC. It is a letter issued by one branch of bank to another bank or branch in India or outside India, directing to make the payment. So it is called circular LOC. Then circular notes. Under this system, the person who wants to visit India or outside India, travelers deposit the amount in bank and banker issues the circular notes. Then next one is traveler's check. These are the checks issued to travelers. The person who wants to visit any place in our country or outside the country is required to deposit a certain amount. The banker issues traveler's checks in different denominations specified with the sum printed. These traveler's checks help the travelers to encash at any place mentioned therein. So carrying cash with us is a very dangerous. If you are visiting to another country, you may need more money also. So that's why the customer or the public are requesting to the bank to issue the travelers checks. They are depositing some amount and in different denominations that amount will be printed on the checks. So they are issuing the travelers checks to their public or customers. Next one is important, commercial letters of credits. So it is a letter of credit issued by the bank in the importer's country in favor of exporter's country, informing to accept or pay the bill of exchange drawn by the exporter. So on the request of the importer, this letter of credit will be issued by the importer country. For example, if the importer is from India and the exporter is USA or America. So Indian bank is issuing the letter of credit on the request of the importer, and that same letter of credit will be given to USA party who is the exporter. So there the cash will be encashed. That letter of credit will be encashed. It is called as a commercial letter of credit. Then who are the parties in the letter of credit? The opener or buyer or applicant. The person who requests to issue letter of credit is called the opener of the credit or applicant or buyer. So who is requesting? The importer or the buyer of the material is requesting to the bank to issue the letter of credit. Next, the grantee or beneficiary. The person to whom letter is issued is called beneficiary or grantee. The beneficiary is normally the exporter or the seller. So who is getting the benefit or who is getting the cash from the bank, he is called as a beneficiary. Next, the negotiating bank. The bank to which letter of credit is addressed is called negotiating banks. For example, in American Standard Chartered Bank or some HSBC bank, if it is mentioned, then that bank will be the negotiating bank. So there is a three parties in the letter of credit. Next service is giving credit information. Giving credit information. So modern day bankers supply the credit information to his customers, and this system banker collects information about other businessmen through their fellow banker. The same information is supplied to customers, help the bankers to give credit to customers. So my dear students, here what happened, to know the financial position of the other party, to give the credit sale or credit purchase. So that's why one bank customer request to, for example, I'll tell you, Belgaum A is having bank account in SBI and in Bailhangal B is having a in SBI account. So B is requesting Bailhangal branch to get the information of A who is having the account in Belgaum, whether he is maintaining good balance or not. So A and B want to business. That's why on the banks are providing the information to one another for their business. That is called giving credit information. Then acting as a referee. Banks give status opinions about their customer to system concerns in other places who may require information on behalf of their customers who may like to have business dealing with parties about whom the status reports are required. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಎ ರೆಫ್ರಿ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಒನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್. Generally, opinions about financial position, respectability and business integrity of the party are reported. So how their business, in whether they are prompt in making the payment and their business is very good and their bank balance is also very good. So like that he is providing the information to other bank. Next, underwriting work. The banker also provides the services of underwriting of loans raised by the government and public bodies and capital issued by the companies. So here banks are providing the underwriting. So if after completion of the work we are ready to make the payment, they are taking the underwriting work also on behalf of government or public bodies, and they will issue the capital to companies. So this is the last general utility services of underwriting work. So students, in this session we have discussed the general utility services and letter of credit. So in our next session we will discuss some more details.